And we're back here in your community on FYI News 13. Every Tuesday, we talk about caring for kids, and we're really happy to have Helen Vogue with us. She's a grandparent, and guess what? She's been watching over her grandson legally for a couple months now, right?
Well, actually, it's been close to almost 2 years.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And we want people to know that after this legal service goes through, that there is help out there. There are services through SWAN, through the state, and you've taken advantage of that.
Yes, I have. And I was pleasantly surprised to find that these services were available, because I think I'm among the group of slowly growing majority of grandparents who have taken custody of their grandchildren. And I had no idea that these services existed, and it was really a pleasant surprise.
So what were some of the questions that were going through your mind when you had to take in, or decided, I should say, to take in your grandson full-time? That's a big responsibility.
It is, especially since there's another generation gap.
Right.
And it's a little bit of a different world out there. So I was concerned, should there be some behavioral issues with him? But I was pleased to find out that SWAN provides an advocate for the child. And I was able to take advantage of those services, especially in school. If there were some issues with grades or behaviors, I've had the pleasure of having someone come with me so that I had someone to support me in some of the questions I may have had or concerns about my grandson.
Now, from in school, there was the out of school time, and that was where respite services came into play.
Yes, they did. My advocate told me that there were some funds available, limited funds. Respite, if we didn't need to use it as a form of arrest, where we did not want to have to give him away for a week so that we could go away, but there were funds available to have him enjoy some of the activities that probably were prohibitive in cost. So we used those funds this past winter. We were able to give him hockey lessons. We were also able to give him snowboarding lessons, and I understand that hopefully we will be able to have summer water park pass for the family so that he can enjoy these things with us.
So these are respite approved programs that you make your request and then they're approved, correct, by SWAN?
By SWAN, that's correct. And I had no idea that these services were available. I would never have dreamed that.
So how have these services helped you raise your grandson in a safe environment?
Well, I know that I have somewhere I can turn. It's very difficult, and I'm sure it's difficult for people of our generation and our age who have already raised our children and find themselves in a situation where they're now raising small children again. It's wonderful to know that there's support out there. There's a coalition of grandparents that has monthly meetings. They have seminars yearly, and we have the support of SWAN. And that was wonderful to know, because I was a little bit intimidated at first by having a small child to raise.
Well, sharing your information is certainly helping those people out there who are going through a similar situation as yourself. That number that you can call through Pennsylvania SWAN is 1-800-585-SWAN, and that is for anybody, correct?
That's correct. And I was really impressed with their services.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I applaud you for what you're doing with taking on such a task of raising your grandson, but I'm sure you're doing a great job.
Well, it's my pleasure to be able to step in and do what I think needed to be done. So, and I'm grateful to, the state for having these programs available to people that can really benefit from them, the children.
All right, thank you so much. And again, we're here every Tuesday, Care for Kids, right here in your community, FYI News 13.